Hello and welcome to Lore of the Cards, the series that looks to uncover the secrets hidden in your Hearthstone deck. With the recent announcement of Karazhan, it only makes sense to do another episode on the League of Explorers. Look, shut up, I'd already started this script and I was determined to get it finished, goddammit. Today, we'll be taking a look at one of the adventure's bosses, Protector of the Pearl of the Tides, a piece of the Staff of Origination. It's the Naga Sea Witch, Lady Naz'jar. The Naga, relatively speaking, are one of Azeroth's youngest races, the race spawning a mere 10,000 years ago at the end of an event known as the War of the Ancients. 5,000 years prior to this, the grey-skinned Dark Trolls discovered a font of overwhelming magical energy, known as the Well of Eternity, that lay at the centre of the world. The creation of the well dated even further back in time, when primordial Azeroth saw a war fought between horrific entities known as the Old Gods and the benevolent Titanforged, created from the very crust of Azeroth by the Titans, beings that dwarfed the planet itself. Mesmerised by the power of the well, the Dark Trolls built settlements along its rim, and over time, the well's energy suffused with the Trolls' bodies, transforming them into the first Night Elves. This had long been rumoured as the Night Elves' origin, and was confirmed with the release of Warcraft Chronicle. As time passed, the elves became yet more enamoured with the well, looking to discover the power and secrets that lay within. The elves soon found themselves capable of wielding magic, wondrous power, their every desire at the tip of their fingers. And as their understanding of the well grew, so too did the Night Elves' empire. It was during this period of rapid expansion that Azshara assumed the role of Queen of the Elves. No one was more in tune with the well's power, and no one was more adored by her people, frequently being referred to as the Light of Lights. Under Azshara's rule, Night Elf territory made up a bulk of Azeroth's landmass. Those closest to the Queen, who lived within and close to her palace, would come to call themselves the Kel'Dorai, the Highborne. These elves clearly believed themselves better than other Night Elves, and the lower echelons of society knew this, regarding the Highborne's arrogance with contempt. Despite this separation within the classes, all Night Elves adored their queen. They renamed their capital from Elune, the Eye of Elune, after the goddess the Night Elves believed slumbered within the well, to Zin-Azshari, the glory of Azshara. Despite controlling much of Azeroth and having her people's admiration, Azshara still craved more. She was convinced the Night Elves had only scratched the surface of the well's potential. Within the confines of her palace, Azshara's most gifted Highborne sought to discover the well's greatest secrets, to expand the elves' understanding, pushing the race's power and knowledge, reaching for new heights of cultural and technological advancement. As the elves recklessly ransacked the well, their experiments sent torrents of magical energy across the twisting nether, a realm of chaotic magic. It was not long before these torrents caught the attention of Sargeras, the corrupted titan who led the Burning Legion, who sought to reduce all worlds to ash and start the universe anew. Sargeras and his legion were far from Azeroth and would need a method in which to travel to the world. Reaching out, Sargeras was able to commune with the Highborne Xavius, who put the corrupted being into contact with Azshara. Sargeras promised the Queen that if she were to summon the Legion to Azeroth, he would grant her and her people unimaginable power, allowing them to remake Azeroth into the paradise Azshara had long sought. Enthralled by Sargeras' power, Azshara agreed, using the Well of Eternity's energies to summon the minions of the Legion to Azeroth. This began the War of the Ancients, a long and bloody conflict fought between the Legion and the mortal races of Azeroth. Before enough power could be fed into the portal to summon the mighty Sargeras to the world, the mortal races were able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But with this victory came great ramifications. The portal imploded, destroying the Well of Eternity and splitting the once single landmass of Azeroth into many continents. The land closest to the well was swallowed by Azeroth's oceans, including the city of Zin-Azshari. Torrents of water flooded the Night Elf capital, but Azshara refused to let herself be taken. The most powerful sorceress of the Night Elves summoned a magical barrier to protect her and her Highborne as they were sucked into the raging maelstrom that now engulfed the Well of Eternity. Azshara struggled to maintain her barrier, but just before she gave out to exhaustion, a voice entered her mind. There is a way, there is a way. You will become more than you ever were, more than you ever were. We can help. We can help. You will be more than you have ever been, and when the time comes for what we grant you, you will serve us well. It was a whisper from the old gods. As Azshara's barrier fell and what remained of the waters of the Well of Eternity filled her lungs, she and her loyal followers did not die. They were transformed into the spiteful, hate-filled Naga. At the very depths of the ocean, the Naga would establish their capital of Naz'jar and bide their time, waiting to repay their saviour and avenge their defeat. It has long been speculated that N'Zoth is the old god responsible for the Naga's transformation, due to the fact his prison is thought to be located somewhere beneath Azeroth's oceans since the Sundering. Azshara was twisted into a hideous abomination, and to this day we are unsure what she looks like. But her Naga followers adore her still and serve without question, as they did when they were Night Elves. The Naga would always look to gain their queen's favour, and Lady Naz'jar was no different. The Naga made their existence known to the mortal races of Azeroth during Warcraft 3, aiding Illidan's Stormrage, led by Lady Vashj. It would be quite some time before Naz'jar gained the Queen's favour, earning it just before the events of World of Warcraft's Cataclysm expansion. After the Cataclysm wrought by the return of Deathwing, the face of Azeroth changed. One of these changes was a small island appearing in the sea, located close to the Alliance capital of Stormwind. The Alliance's enemy, the Horde, sought to claim the island, a strategic point from which to destroy Stormwind, and the Alliance looked to stop the Horde from achieving this territory. But before either force could strike the other, the Naga attacked. The giant kraken Ozumat at their command, dragging the Alliance and Horde ships down to the ocean's depths, into the underwater region of Vashj'ir. The Horde and Alliance soldiers struggled to survive within the Naga-dominated territory, but were able to establish footholds and discover the ruins of the Highborne city, Vashj'ir, swarming with Naga. Cooped up in caves with the threat of discovery by overwhelming Naga forces, the Alliance and Horde moved out into Vashj'ir, a city which when on the surface had been led by Lestharia Vashj, the mother of Lady Vashj. Again, the two forces were able to establish forward camps, making the caves they were trapped in a little safer from Naga scouts. In Vashj'ir, Shaman were able to sense a strong power radiating from the southern end of the ruins. Here, adventurers discovered the remnants of a great struggle, Naga skeletons and other odd remains scattering the ground. Retrieving a strange weapon fragment, the adventurers returned to the Shaman. Using the blade as a focal point, the Shaman were able to allow the adventurers to gaze into the not-too-distant past in hope of discovering what the Naga within Vashj'ir were planning, and with luck, any weakness. In their vision, the adventurers followed the exploits of a Naga battle maiden in the service of Lady Naz'jar. The adventurers discovered that not long before, it had not been the Naga that dominated Vashj'ir. They had needed to win the ruined city by force from the Kavaldir. These seafaring Varikal spirits serve Helya, once a Titanforged sorceress who was betrayed by the Watcher Odin, and had held a bitter hatred for him ever since. The adventurers saw many events of the Naga's battle with the Kavaldir. The Naga's initial assault took the spirits by surprise. Despite being creatures that had literally risen from the Varikal's version of hell, the Kavaldir were still physical beings, their bodies extremely tough. It was from stabbing a Kavaldir in their hardened skull that broke the prong of the Battle Maiden's trident that would later be discovered by adventurers. The adventurer would experience many visions of the Battle Maiden's struggle, and from the very first, they saw Lady Naz'jar. The Sea Witch stood in front of a statue of Lestharia Vashj. Naz'jar seemed to admire the city's old ruler, but clearly had no love for her daughter, stating, "Lady Vashj is nothing like her mother. No wonder she left this city so long ago. Naz'jar's Naga pushed further into the city that was once theirs, fighting in both the upper and lower regions of Vashir, until the Kavoldir leader, Varkal the Unrelenting, showed his face. He, like many Kavoldir before him, was struck down by the Battle Maiden. Clearing the Kavoldir from Vashir was only the first part of Naz'jar's plan. She spoke to her Battle Maiden of a ritual of summoning, but in order for the Naga Lady Sargeras to complete the ritual, Naz'jar needed the Crucible of Naz'sharin, which the Kavoldir had taken with them as they fled the city. The Crucible would be used as a font of power by Sargeras to summon what Lady Naz'jar referred to as allies from the depths. With each passing moment, more and more forces were supplied to the now favoured Naz'jar by Azshara. They intended to defeat the Elemental Lord, Neptulon, looking to claim his realm, the Abyssal Maw. If the Naga were not able to summon their mysterious allies soon, they would lose the element of surprise against the mighty Tidehunter. Sargeras began the ritual of summoning, defended by forces under the command of Lady Naz'jar. The Kavoldir sought to ensure the Naga did not succeed in summoning their allies, and in one last attempt threw everything they had at the serpents. But Naz'jar and her forces were too powerful, even managing to push out from where the summoning was taking place and take the fight to the Kavoldir. The ritual was completed, and servants of the old gods, the Naraki, came to the Naga's aid, easily dispatching the most powerful individual remaining of the Kavoldir forces, Hagrim Hopebreaker. As the last moments of the final vision faded, the adventurer caught a final glimpse of a familiar creature that Naz'jar's Naga had been able to summon, Ozumat. Back in the present, and looking to ensure the old gods did not gain control of the Tidehunter's territory, Horde and Alliance mobilised. This all culminated with a battle at the edge of Neptulon's territory within a giant crater near the whirlpool leading to the Abyssal Maw. The Alliance and Horde joined the battle via submarines, but using her powerful sorcery, Naz'jar was able to devastate the vessels. Heroes slowly made their way to the whirlpool, fighting through Naga and Naraki, aided by Neptulon's water elementals. But by then, it was too late.
Go, my Naga! Welcome the mighty Tidehunter to Azeroth!
You and your scaly worms are no match for me. You've reached too far, Serpent. You shall suffer greatly for your trespass.
To me, my minions! Strike now! Now! Unleash the Kraken! You fool! This day shall be your last! Follow me, my pets! The realm of the mighty Neptulon is ours at last!
Naga and Faceless flooded into Neptulon's realm, establishing control of the Throne of Tides, cornering Neptulon in his own throne room. Refusing to take their defeat lying down, heroes of the Alliance and Horde regrouped and returned to storm the Throne of Tides. Their access to most of the realm was cut off, as Ozumat enveloped the throne, his tentacles cutting off several passageways. Their first major adversary was Lady Naz'jar. The Naga sent waves of her forces to deal with the heroes, but they managed to push through and fight the lady herself. Lady Naz'jar blasted her enemies with tremendous bolts of magical lightning, made geysers erupt from beneath her enemies' feet, and infected them with deadly fungal spores. Naz'jar also called upon the aid of her Honor Guard and Tempest Witches, having them fight while she blasted her enemies from behind a wall of whirling water that made her invulnerable. When her soldiers fell, however, so too did this wall, and the heroes charged in to finish the Naga Sea Witch. With her dying breath, Naz'jar called out to the leader of the Naraki, Ulthok, to stop the heroes. Ulthok heeded her call, but not before the heroes were able to activate a console within Naz'jar's chamber, shocking Ozumat and causing the immense Kraken to relinquish its hold upon the throne. The adventurers would succeed in clearing out the Naga and Naraki presence, but were unable to save Neptulon, the elemental lord, being carried away by Ozumat. So ends Lady Naz'jar's small involvement in Warcraft lore. So why is she in the League of Explorers adventure? She's dead. Either she was not killed within the throne, or perhaps this was an earlier attempt of hers to gain the favour of her queen, looking to gift Azshara with the Pearl of the Tides. More than likely, it's just a bit of fun the Hearthstone team had that isn't directly linked to the lore of the Warcraft universe. Those damn pesky Hearthstone designers and their blatant disregard of the established canon. Will their reign of terror never cease? Oh look, it's Medivh. He's looking young. Oh, it's Karazhan before it became the mess it is today. Hang on. What are Blood Elves and Draenei doing there? They wouldn't have been a part of the story at this point. Damn you, Hearthstone team! So, there you have it. A brief description of the origins of the Naga and the lore surrounding Lady Naz'jar. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not like, subscribe, and share this video around. 6Gamers are looking to build an army to claim the Throne of Tides as theirs. I mean, look at that epic decor. What a hip happening pad. Of course, if fun sounds like an awful idea to you, you can hit the dislike button. Billy no mates. If you enjoyed the art, I've done my best to credit the artists in the description below. If you find yourself constantly wondering, my god, 6Gamers content is so awesome, but I wonder what they could be up to next, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, at the 6Gamers and /6Gamers UK. Until next time, happy Hearthstoning.